You're listening to the Miitomo Life Podcast. The following podcast was recorded June 22nd, 2019. Welcome to the 14th episode of the Miitomo Life Podcast. I'm Visual Brian, or Brian Rose, as always, and today I'm joined by Reaper.
Hey, yeah.
Oh no!
No. Yeah, it's fine.
So how are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Sitting with my cat.
Aw. Do you have anything that you want to say before we get started on the podcast?
Cats are better than dogs, and there's no other answer.
Oh dang. Did you want to talk about your cat?
Yes. She's gray, and her name's Scarlet, and she's fluffy.
Aw.
And she is purring right now, and she's sitting on my lap.
Aw, that's adorable. Well, with that said, we can get started with our first section, which is server
Yeah.
talk. So, talk to me about your life before Miitomo Life. What was that like?
Well, it's kind of the same when it comes to outside of Discord, but inside of Discord, I mean, before I got on Miitomo, I originally got Discord through a game, and all my friends had it. Well, not my real life friends, but my friends through games, and I was trying to communicate with them through calls and stuff, so I wouldn't have to chat through game, which was really annoying. And I was not really sure how to work it or anything. That makes no sense, but I was just new to it and I didn't really understand it whatsoever. And it wasn't till later on that I realized that Discord could be used for not only games, but you could join servers and make friends and all that.
Yeah.
It was very complicated, in my opinion, when I first got it because I didn't understand anything about it.
Yeah. Miitomo Life is a community of people from Miitomo. So, like, it sort of transferred over really smoothly, I would say.
Yeah. I wasn't originally from Miitomo because, I mean, the reason I joined Miitomo in the first place is through a bunch of friends who I made from other servers, and they were all here, and I just came along because people told me about it, and I just thought it'd be fun to make new friends here. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to play the game or anything, but I'm sure it would be fun to try it.
The next thing I would have asked you was how was your time on Miitomo, but since you said that you didn't get to play it,
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not.
have you seen Miitomo before?
Yes, I have. I've heard about it and I've had friends talk to me about it. So yeah, it sounds pretty fun. I'd definitely like to check it out, but yeah, I'm familiar with it. I just didn't get to play it myself.
Oh, okay. Well, the Kairu network is working on bringing the Miitomo servers back up on their own server. So in the future, you'll actually get to play Miitomo as it was back then when the servers were up by Nintendo.
I'd like to check that out sometime. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I used to be obsessed with like my Wii back when I was like 5-year-old or something, when I was a little baby.
Aw.
I like to make little me characters and stuff. It was
Yeah,
funny, but yeah. I think the customization of like your character was probably my favorite part about it. And I would just sit
yeah.
there for hours just messing around.
And Miitomo was particularly special with that because there was layers of customization, not only with the Mii creation, but also the outfits And then we had our own rooms, like our apartment rooms, where we can customize the wallpaper and the flooring and even have posters up on the wall.
It's like a Nintendo way of life, sort of. I
Yeah,
mean, like the Nintendo version of The Sims or something.
in a way, yeah. It was like a simplified version of Tamagotchi life, but for mobile devices.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. A social community for Nintendo. But yeah, so eventually you'll get to experience Miitomo, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah. So moving away from Miitomo, how's your time been on the server? What's your server experience been like?
Just great. There's nothing really much for me to say besides good things. Everyone's really supportive and they're just great people overall. Like, no matter what you do or who you are or what you're into or how you are, just overall, no one's gonna judge you. And I feel like it's a safe place for you to just kind of express yourself. And I haven't really been in any other server or anything like this before. And I think it's good to surround myself with all of these kinds of people.
Aw, that was very beautifully said. So it goes without saying that the servers had an impact on you.
Definitely. And I feel I've become a bit more confident outside of Discord in myself. Not that I wasn't already, but yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you have any other thoughts on the server or Miitomo before we move on?
I think the server's definitely gotten me back into art. Like when I was younger, I always drew all the time, and my parents thought I was good at it, and I thought I was good at it. I'm better with pencil and paper than digital, but I think overall I just kind of wanted to get back into it because everyone else was doing it, and I just thought it would be interesting to try it out, and I just want to impress you guys, I guess.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do what everyone else is doing and get involved in all those events that you guys do. I really enjoy doing them because I get to work with other people on it. And yeah,
It's a bonding experience.
definitely. You know, the events when you're working with someone and you're paired up, or if you're doing something for them, it's fun because you get to make them happy and you also get to know them better overall.
Absolutely. Well, I really love your art, and I always see it growing every time I see something new from you.
I think I started doing this white outline around my drawings, and that was inspired by Isaiah and Delilah, how they do that with the white behind their drawings. I just wanted to try something, so I just kind of outlined it in white, and I just turned out to like it better than how it was originally, so I just kept doing that.
Oh, okay, interesting. With that said, we can take the segue to hobbies and interests. So, what do you like to do? I mean, we were just talking about art.
Yeah, so art is a big one. Recently, I've gotten a lot more into gaming, I guess. But my biggest hobby ever, and you already know this, is lacrosse. It's my life,
Aw.
and music is also a big part. I play instruments and I love music, and I couldn't live without it.
Oh, that's awesome. Would you mind sharing what instruments you play?
A little too many to count. I play a lot of stuff, but one in particular that I am pretty good at is the cello, and I play that at school. This will be my fourth year this coming school year.
Oh, wow.
Like to think that I'm good, and I've been getting back into trying to play guitar again because I used to be able to play it, and now I just stopped and I wasn't very good. But when I went back to summer camp last week, one of my friends helped me out, and I started to remember stuff, and I've been working on it.
I'm really glad.
I think music helps me through different feelings, sort of. That's why I listen to a large variety of music. I listen to just about everything, except for mumble rap. That's trash, and I know I'll get hate on that, but that's just yeah, no. That's awful. It's just a bunch of beat drops with people mumbling words that you can't understand, and it's just awful.
Well, I'm not gonna let you receive hate alone, so I'm gonna say that I don't like contemporary music. So I wanted to ask, do you want to talk a little more about lacrosse?
Yeah, sure. So I started lacrosse actually when I was 7. I don't know. Well, I don't really remember how old I was, but pretty much I moved to California and I play hockey now, but at the time I wanted to play hockey so bad. And they didn't have any hockey teams out there that I could play on. So my dad just told me, "What about lacrosse? It's the closest thing I could get to hockey." And I I had a big fascination with all the equipment back then on sports. The immediate question was, do they wear all this cool equipment? And then I checked out the sport and it just looked so fun. And it looked like hockey on grass, I guess. I just really saw an interest in it. So I went to some practices like every Friday night, and I just found that I wasn't very good at it at the time because I just started, but it was really fun and I liked it a lot. I've been just focusing on lacrosse for so long, and it's just kind of a big passion of mine.
Yeah, I understand. We had a previous conversation about your lacrosse, and you were telling me that you want to do this professionally.
Yes, so it's a dream of mine to play professionally. I would love in what I'm working to right now. I really want to work to play Division 1 lacrosse in college. I really want to work towards that. All my coaches support me and believe that I can do it, and I'm just working towards that right now. It's my dream to play professionally, but we'll see.
I wish you the absolute best.
Thank you. I don't want to be like an old man and hurt my back trying to play or something like that. Be a 40-year-old man playing lacrosse professionally without shoulder pads.
Yeah. Moving on from lacrosse, you said that you were getting into gaming lately as a hobby.
Well, I guess lately I mean for the past few years, but I've gotten more interested into it. There's not specific games that I play constantly. It's more just I kind of check it out, and it's just interesting for me. And my mom has this partnership with this place called DreamHack, which whoever's watching, y'all should definitely go because it's amazing. But it's pretty much a giant convention of games, and if you're into the kind of anime stuff, then they have that, but it's mainly focused around games and gaming competitions with esports teams, example Cloud9, Optic, you know, the big people, I guess.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really just a giant gaming tournament, and you can go and you can play PC games, you can go and do all these activities. The expo, which has a bunch of free stuff, you can win parts to PCs, you can win a lot of stuff. And they have, it's more of an art section, so it's just this section of art, and people can go and you can request drawings, and the drawings are in this anime style. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then they have that.
Sounds like something I'd be into.
Yeah, it's really fun. They go to Dallas, Atlanta, like I'm pretty sure it started in Sweden, but yeah, it's pretty fun. And it's really gotten me back into the interest of it.
Oh, okay. That's a perfect segue into talking about interests. So, what interests you?
I pretty much just said lacrosse, music, gaming. I'm interested in the hobbies that I do.
Okay.
I dedicate a lot of time into the things that I do. All my hobbies take up a lot of my time, especially lacrosse.
Okay. Fair enough. So that means we can move on to the personal section.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now,
Oh, interest. I forgot I was gonna say one thing.
oh, go ahead.
I've gotten very interested into visual arts and how special effects are done. I'm pretty
Oh,
interested in all that.
oh, that's awesome.
So, how TV effects work in movies, background sounds on how they make them, all the effects. Yeah. It's really interesting to me how they do all that stuff with just computers. Like in a Star Wars movie, they recreated this character who unfortunately he passed, but pretty much they just recreated him with computers. I just think all that stuff's really cool.
It is really cool. All right. So now it's time to take that segue to the personal section. We already discussed that you want to be a professional lacrosse player, but what are some of your other goals? Like they can be short term as well, because that's a long term goal, obviously.
I have multiple goals. So a few of the short ones are there's this private school that I'm applying for in eighth grade, and my goal is to do really well this year in school and not really focus on, YouTube and TV and fun stuff at home and just chilling, but I want to kind of focus more on my grades this year because I really want to get into this school. It's not only going to make me look good when I'm applying for college, but their lacrosse team is very advanced and I'm just very interested in the place.
Oh, okay.
A long-term goal, well, as you already know, play lacrosse, Division 1 lacrosse in college, go to Ohio State. I think a goal for everyone is you want to make a good amount of money, and I just want to live a good life, and I want to make sure that my family, my parents live a good life, and yeah. A short-term goal is I kind of want to be there more for my family now. Is I remember my sister's gotten really good at soccer, and she's been playing for a while now, but I kind of want to be more supportive for her, and yeah, I kind of just want to be there for my family and just be supportive, really supportive for them. They've just been so focused on being supportive for me and lacrosse and all the stuff that I do, and I kind of want to just return that for them.
Yeah, of course.
Another short-term goal I have is to train my cat not to stare at my lizard and scare it to death.
Oh no.
She's just sitting up there staring at her. That's sad.
Oh no.
She's like hiding under a log right now, and Scar's just like, I'm about to eat you or something.
Aw. Well, do you want to talk about your lizard?
Well, for all this time, for the past 2 years, 3 years, we've thought it was a guy, but it's actually a girl that we found out this year after she laid eggs, which were non fertile. But her name's Blaze. I guess Blaze could go either way, whether it's a girl or a guy.
Yeah.
She's pretty lazy. She just sits there all day in the heat. But yeah, she's pretty cool. My sister used to be scared of her, but not anymore. And I think Scarlett's more afraid of her than she is of Scarlett. I'm positive if she was down on the ground right now, she'd be chasing Scarlett around.
Oh, okay. Any other goals that you can think of?
I mean, I know I have more goals, but nothing's coming to the top of my head that I can like fully tell you right now.
Okay.
I think I more discover them as I go.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. So, what would you consider some of your greatest strengths and your biggest challenges? You could start with strengths first.
So for strings, I feel like I'm able to make friends pretty easily. I've never really had a problem with making friends. I've always kind of just gone everywhere and kind of just met people and I just started talking to them. And I don't really have a problem with talking to people and making new friends when I'm in awkward situations. I feel confident enough in myself to just go up and say, "Hi, my name's," yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Another strength that I have is I'm very dedicated to everything I do. So I'm not just gonna like quit on something and say, oh, I don't like this, I don't want to do it anymore. I guess an example could be, oh, I'm not good at drawing. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna quit on it and never do it again.
Well, that's a very good trait to have.
She just sneezed.
Aw.
She's in the corner licking herself and she just sneezed. I'm like, oh,
I guess she got fur in her nose.
maybe. She had a pretty big fur ball yesterday.
Oh no.
That sound is awful. So, probably a weakness for me would most likely be that I talk too much.
Is that really a weakness though?
um, I don't know. I don't really have much of a weakness, so I just came up with something random.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I definitely talk too much. Or so my teachers say.
I mean, having a lot to say is not really something that's bad.
Yeah. Another weakness I have is this is kind of common for more people, but like I'm not very good at math and it really bothers me because I kind of struggle to pay attention to math because it's constantly just I hate numbers. It's just awful.
Oh, I hear you on that.
Yeah. Like I try so hard to pay attention, but I get so off track cuz I get bored and it's like it's numbers. Like come on.
Well, not all math is numbers.
Yeah. I know. I guess I just kind of struggle at that and I just don't like it. So,
I can totally understand that.
but oh, that leads back to something with Miitomo. For example, Lilin, he's really smart and he's helped me out with stuff before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with Miitomo, there are a lot of people that have different skills. And if you need help with something, there's always going to be someone that's willing to help you no matter what. And that's a really positive thing about the server.
I absolutely agree. I'm glad that there are people in our little community that can all
Yeah.
help each other out, yeah. So, are you ready to move to the fun section?
Haven't we had fun already?
Yes, we have. But this is specifically the fun section.
But it's all fun section.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yes, I'm ready.
In this section, I will ask you some quick fire questions and then questions that members of the server have given to me. So, are you ready?
Yeah, okay. I'm ready.
All right. Favorite color?
I guess purple because I'm Reaper, the character that I made.
Okay. And your favorite time of day?
Evening or late afternoon.
Okay. So, first thing you would buy with $1,000,000?
I'd probably put it towards renovations for our house because there's so many things that my family would love to do with our house. So probably put it towards renovations.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, next question you answered right off the top of this podcast, but cats or dogs?
Do I really have to answer this question?
Just entertain me.
Dogs. No,
Dogs.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Cats, cats. By far, kittens, cats. Yes, cats are amazing because I have one, and she's fluffy and amazing.
Aw, you're about to pull a switcheroo on me.
Yeah,
Hot or cold temperature?
probably cold. I like rain a lot. That's not a part of the question.
I mean, there can be warm rain and cold rain as
No,
well.
warm rain sucks. Cold rain's good because if it's cold, it's cool outside, and it's a lot easier to warm up in the cool. Because when you're hot, it's like impossible to cool down. But when you're cold, all you gotta do is just bundle up and you're all good to go. And I like raining because it's just calming.
It is.
but hot rain is awful because it's bright out and it rains and it's really humid outside and it sucks.
Yeah.
But when it's raining and it's a bit cold, it's usually a little bit darker outside. Not that I see gloomy, but I just feel it to be more relaxing, I guess.
Yeah.
I like it cloudy. Not the way it feels outside, but just I like the way it looks. It's just calming.
Okay. And the final quickfire question: favorite YouTube channel?
Probably Paul Rabel. He's a big inspiration to me, and I know you probably don't know who that is, but he was a former player for the New York Lizards in the MLL, but he's actually the founder of the Premier Lacrosse League, the PLL, and he makes a bunch of videos about lacrosse stuff. He's just a big inspiration to me, and I really enjoy watching his videos.
Excellent response. So now that we've gone through our quickfire questions, we've reached our user submitted questions. So
Oh no,
here's where the fun really begins. But well, it'll begin when we get to the joke questions.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So the first question is, what is your favorite video game character?
I honestly don't know. I don't really have a specific favorite video game character.
And then what are some of your favorites?
Well, I mean, I guess you could consider something like Master Chief from Halo, and I mean, just random stuff, I guess.
Okay.
There's not like specific characters because the games that I'm into are more like you control it, but you kind of create your character. For example, I mean, I could put this just as an example, like if you were playing PUBG, like you kind of create your characters, so it's not like a character that you have to play by
Yeah.
fully. So I'm just using that as an example, but yeah, like that.
I suppose you could say my favorite video game character is the character I made for PUBG.
Oh yeah, I probably could say that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite looking characters, though, just by looks, well, not favorite character, but the characters from the game Splatoon. I haven't played it. I want to, but all those characters are pretty cool looking.
They are. Splatoon is one of my favorites.
I'd really like to play that sometime.
It's a great game. Moving on to the next question. What is your favorite book?
So I really like the Harry Potter series, but I also like this book series called Skullduggery. I also like Lord of the Rings, so they're my top three.
Okay. What is your favorite TV show?
So I actually don't watch much TV, to be honest. That's surprising for someone my age, but I don't really watch much TV at all. But if I were to say my favorite television channel, can I just say that instead?
Yeah.
All right. I like to watch NBC because I can watch the PLL live.
Okay. Nice. So the next question is, what is your favorite anime?
I don't really watch it. I more just kind of like the art style, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
That's sad for a lot of people, I'm assuming, in the server. But when I was younger, I used to watch this show called Beyblades. I don't know if you consider that anime or anything. I used to be obsessed with that show, and I used to really like Pokemon. So I guess you could consider Pokemon or Beyblades, but I'm not really into that anymore. I just watched it back when I was younger.
Okay.
Whoever asked that question, probably Pokemon, because I don't watch it much anymore. I just watched it when I was younger. But nowadays, I kind of just focus on the art style because it's pretty interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. And you answered this question before, but do you have any OCs?
Yeah, so Reaper, which is my main character that I use. So I made him the god of darkness because his name is Reaper, and I could explain why I call him Reaper later on and why I came up with the name Reaper in the first place. But, Reaper kind of symbolizes darkness, doesn't it? It just kind of turned out like that.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll come back to Reaper in
All
just a
right.
bit. But the next couple of questions are from Nikki.
Oh,
Unfortunately, she's not on the server anymore, but
yeah.
she's an eternal member to us. So,
Yeah.
if you could say one thing to the whole world, what would you say?
Hey.
Well said.
Yeah.
Um, and then the next question is coming back to Reaper again. How did you come up with the name Reaper?
Oh, okay. All right. So I came up with the name Reaper because there's like sometimes these like group family things that I was doing. And so I joined the like Apache one and I need to come up with a name. And it was like a family of operators because I was playing this military game. And I came up with Reaper because we were operators and I kind of thought of it more as special operations. And I had a friend whose name was Reaper Valor and she was a big inspiration to me. And she taught me a lot throughout and I just thought that it would be cool to name myself Reaper, so that's where I got the name from. And I kind of just stuck with it. I thought of many changes, but after a while, the name just kind of stuck, and I think it fits perfectly with the personality that I was using at the time. So yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a great explanation for that. This leads into the first joke question, which is
Oh no.
are you the Grim Reaper?
Yes.
And then the next part is if you are, whose soul would you like to have?
Isaiah's because I know he's the one who asked this question.
Oh, dang.
No, I'm
It-
just I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm 100% joking. Okay, I mean, whose soul would it take? It would obviously be the person who asked this question.
oh, dang. You better watch out, Jesse.
Wait, what? Who
I
was it?
said, Jesse.
I was completely wrong. I'm sorry, Isaiah. I didn't mean that.
Oh, rip. And the next question is actually by Isaiah. It is, why is your avatar so manly?
Because I am manly.
Oh, dang.
Because uh I don't have an answer for that.
That's okay. Not everything needs an explanation. The next question is a joke question. I think it's fitting right now because you're kind of
Uh-oh.
coughing and like
Yeah.
kind of needing air, but perfect timing for this question actually.
Sorry,
Um,
what?
it's a perfect timing for this question, but it's do you have a lung?
Do I have a lung?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not because this question was asked. So apparently I must not seem like it.
Oh, dang. All right. So then the next question is by Lila, and she tells me to tell you
Grape.
two words, hot and Pringles. And she then asks you, do you have any more words to teach her?
Last time I did this, I got grounded by Marco. So, no, Lila, I'm sorry.
Oh, dang.
Wait, yes, actually, I do. It's called square dancing.
Oh, dang.
Old people square dancing. Lila, I'll teach you how to pronounce it later.
Very good, very good. And so that is all of our joke questions and questions in general. So we're now approaching the end of this podcast.
Aw, dang it.
I know. But before we get there, do you have any weird or interesting stories you want to tell?
Yes.
Go on.
Okay, I'm about to tell the amazing story of how I started to call Marco dad and I called Nikki mom.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so here it goes. This is kind of a long story, but I'm gonna simplify it. Alright, so pretty much Nikki and I were kind of just joking around and she was like acting like she was telling me what to do. And then I was like, okay, mom, fine. And then she's like, oh, like she made that face with the semicolon or whatever, and then a zero.
Yeah.
And then I was already in a group chat with her and Marco, and pretty much I just started randomly calling her mom, like for no reason at all. And because Marco was there, I just kind of began to act like he was a fatherly figure, so I just called him dad, and it was just funny. And so from there on, we went on to make the Fam server, and
Yes.
I ended up getting Abuela and Grammy and Great Vampuela, Great Vampapa you,
Yes.
a big bro, so Isaiah, and then they have 4 children.
Yes.
You already know all 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people. It was kind of just more of a sarcastic joke, and we kind of just grew it into a joking role play thing that was really funny. So yeah,
Oh, okay. I was wondering how all that started.
yeah, I just randomly started calling them that because of Nikki joking around telling me what to do, and I was like, "Okay, mom," because like your mom or your parents tell you what to do and stuff.
Mhm. So do you have any other stories you wanna tell?
Yes, okay. I was at a camp with my friend, and we were in a tent, and it was about 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was just sitting on the side of my bed cot thing, whatever they call that, and we saw this white spider on the roof, and I didn't really mind, but my friend just starts freaking out, and he takes my shoe and just slaps it on the top, making a huge clap, and he just starts screaming because it falls on his foot. He climbs on a bucket and just like yells at me to get it out of here, and I'm like, okay. And then I try to whip at it, and then it just starts like it jumps or something. It's like, what is happening? It starts like running, and I'm like freaking out because like I don't know what to do, and I'm like, why is it white? Why is it looking like that? Because it was so weird. And he was like, is it poisonous? Is it venomous? And I'm like, how am I supposed to know? So overall, we stayed up till about 3 a.m. Like he was scared to death, and I was kind of like freaked out because there were so many like spiders, and I don't know, they kind of grossed me out. But he has arachnophobia, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it seems like it.
But it was really funny. And then the next day, one of our other friends had a spider bite on his toe, and my friend was like, "Oh God, please watch over me."
That could have been you guys.
Yeah,
Did you have any other stories you wanna tell?
I can tell the story of when I started playing lacrosse and I scored on my own team.
Oh, no.
Okay, so what happened was I was there and I picked up the ball and I threw it to my teammate who was behind our goal. And I came around and we switched places and tossed it to me, and a guy just ran at me. And I just ran around him and ran to my goal and shot and scored on my own goal when I was trying to actually score on the other goal, and I didn't realize it.
Oh.
This is like my first year playing, so it was really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I was really disappointed. That was probably my third goal ever.
Oh.
They didn't count it for us. I was like a little kid, like running around with a huge helmet on my head.
Yeah, yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's so nice that you can look back on those moments and have a laugh.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I could say the story of the first time I ever did digital drawing, which was really bad. Like, really bad.
Go ahead.
Um, okay, so I was on the way home from a lacrosse tournament, and we went to get breakfast. And my friend, she was showing me a bunch of new stuff that she drew, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So I just downloaded the app and I got on. And this was back when I was still using just my finger on my phone, and my phone was like tiny. I didn't get my XR yet at that time. I still had like an SE, so I had a tiny phone with just my finger, and I drew a character that looked like awful. It was so bad. I think I've sent you a picture of it before. I could probably send it to you again. It's so bad. It looks absolutely terrible. Like, the arm proportions are not equal. Like, one side of the face. One side of the face is like pointy. The eyes were different shades of red.
Oh.
It was so bad.
Well, you've come a long way since then.
I hope so. If I didn't, that would be really sad. That would be really disappointing if I haven't come very far.
I always like to say that people improve every piece that they do. So as long as you keep drawing, you'll just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that goes with anything, really. But yeah.
I think that's just about it, really.
Okay. That means we are at the conclusion.
Aw.
Yeah. I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for letting me, like, do this. This is really fun.
Of course. So, next week we have A Dog's podcast, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him. But until then,
Cats are better than dogs.
yes, I was about to ask you if you had any closing remarks, but I guess that works.
I still have a closing remark.
Yes, go on.
Okay, here we go. Everyone, listen to me. Cats are better than dogs, and there's no other answer.
You heard it here, folks.
Oh, and also make sure to check out Paul Rabel.
Oh, okay. Until next time, everyone. I'll catch you all later. Thank you all for listening. Bye for now. Say goodbye.
Oh, okay, bye.
Banner art by Visual Brian with edits by Alio. Editing by Visual Brian. Logo by Abram. Jingles by Leland C. De Silva. Episode art by Reaper. Thank you for listening.